Well, hello, everybody. Welcome back to Three Flowing Podcast. My name is Ethan, also known as the Brazilian Guru. And as always, we have our hosts with us.
Dude, hey, this is a very Amish Daniel Cook. Happy to be here with you guys.
Hey, I'm Lane. Nice to meet you. I got Clemson on. You know, I swear, yeah, I love this team. I do. But I'll tell you, nothing scarier. Yeah, nothing scarier than having a Clemson team go 3-4. So I mean, I'm on death's door right now. But anyway, thank you for being here.
Go Tigers.
That's right. Yeah, that's right. Go Tigers.
Go Tigers.
But we also have
That
a
is
special
freaking me
guest
out.
here today. Instead of you, a big Tiger, cereal advertiser, marketing campaign. So what is that?
Wait a second.
Something about some sugary cereal? What is that about?
Some sugary cereal. Yeah.
Well, we got forget about it.
We got our guest, the best guest.
Chase.
He's all the way from Los Angeles.
California? What?
He's a fellow three-flower.
He's a fellow
Been to
thief flower.
California.
He's into politics.
Arson.
Martin, well, we're not allowed to talk about that one. My lawyer's not present.
I thought since you're in politics, I thought you were gonna come here as like as a tax bill or something.
Tax bill?
Yeah, that's pretty damn scary.
You're going to dress up as a bill.
Well,
No?
no, unfortunately, no.
Just Los Santos. Gotcha. Where'd you get the
Yes.
hat?
You.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
You a gamer?
Sometimes.
Sometimes. What do you like to play?
Let
Let me see it.
I don't really mind playing anything as long as it's.
Let's also talk about why we're here, too.
Yes,
This is a holiday. Ethan's favorite thing.
I'm not really a fan of holidays. to be
What?
honest with you.
You
No,
don't like holidays?
I hate holidays.
Why do you hate holidays?
Because they're the bane of my existence.
Oh, my.
Why is that?
That's a bit extreme. Why do you hate holidays?
Well, because they're a great way for people to waste time and do stupid things.
Yeah, well, I mean...
Hey,
seems like
kids,
you're
no
dressed for the
Christmas
holiday.
this year. That's stupid things.
I guess I
No
am,
beers.
Are you trying to impersonate, who are you trying to impersonate, Elton John?
Yeah?
I thought you'd say Scrooge
Can you sing like Elton John?
for the Christmas thing.
I don't think so.
Look like something from Crocodile Rock. You want to go with that one?
Yeah, well, we got a piano ready to...
Yeah. We're also
So-
announcing today the ThreeFlowing Halloween piano giveaway.
It's haunted.
Quite.
You want a haunted piano?
No.
If you want a piano,
No, in fact, I do not.
if you guys would like a piano, please comment below. and comment
Please do.
piano if you'd like to
Yeah.
be entered. Thank you.
Yeah.
When will the drawing occur?
But you have to pick it up.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
also
Pick
have
it
to
up.
pick it
You
up.
got to pick it up. You
from
got to
an
figure it out.
undisclosed
Look,
location.
I ain't toting that thing out of that house, okay?
Yeah, that's no.
We will autograph the piano though if you would like from ThreeFlowing.
Yeah,
The
sure.
individual keys.
Yep.
We will autograph everything. We feel like this giveaway is very important to the community, and we've invested a
Of
lot to be able to do.
pianists.
About a piano. Yeah. Sweet.
Yeah.
I'm looking forward to that.
It's a very niche giveaway for our first,
It's so
for our
stupid.
first giveaway.
Who cares, man? Do whatever.
All right. Well,
Yeah, we like music. We got to put it up here.
I know. Well, there's no room.
Let's replace the
It'd be right here.
drums with the piano.
No.
You don't like
I'm
Beethoven?
happy. I've learned what I know how to play on the drums. It took me this long to conquer. So I'm
I wish
I'm
you'd
done.
keep wearing that tiger hat.
Maybe
funny.
I might keep it on. I might put it on at the end here.
I think it's funny. I love it.
Speaking about Clemson, 3-4. I love watching the Tigers, but Dabo, man, something's got to change, please.
I like watching them when they're playing the Georgia Bulldogs and they lose.
Yeah, fair
That's
enough.
that's because I'm Bulldogs.
He loved
fan.
watching it when they played Georgia Tech and we lost. 55-yard field goal. Congratulations. What's his name? The kicker?
Aiden Burr.
Congratulations, Mr. Burr. Good for you. That was.
There's so much hate behind that. Good for you.
You know, we love 8-0 Georgia Tech. We love
Yes.
how we're doing this season, number 7 in the country. So
I am a Clemson
proud of
fan,
y'all.
but I shall cheer for the Georgia Tech.
that's wonderful. You know,
Yeah.
we're all excited when we play UGA, when we beat UGA and go. You skeptical?
A little bit.
I know I'm dressed like somebody that'd go to UGA, but that doesn't mean that
That they may not like that.
well.
You look like
know.
someone that churns your own butter.
Hey, what does the UGA grad say to the Tech grad?
What?
Good morning, boss.
That's
Yeah.
good. I like that.
Yeah.
That's what I've heard.
And
People aren't gonna like that.
And then they
but
hit back with, how's Georgia Tech doing after they lost to Georgia? Because it's going to happen.
We'll see. We'll see, Chase.
Happen.
I think this is the year. It's the year we're gonna beat them, make the playoffs, and it's gonna be great.
Shooting for the stars. I like it.
Go Tigers.
Who
Anyway.
do you cheer for, Ethan?
Yeah.
Good answer. All right.
Sweet. So I guess let's move into that. Actually,
He
first
must
of
be
all,
meditating.
let's get real quick. Los Santos, right? So you've never been to California? Is what you were telling us? Never.
Furthest I've been is Arkansas.
My goodness.
Arkansas. What'd you do in Arkansas?
Hunt. That's about all there is to do. Bill Clinton? Nope. Stayed away from Bill Clinton. He doesn't have a good track record.
I don't think we should ever use the words hunting and Bill Clinton in the same sentence.
Probably not.
No, you
Yeah.
should never use hunting and Dick Cheney in the sentence.
Or Tim Walz, to be fair.
Yeah.
But
Fair.
With,
Well, let me ask this then. So you're a game player, by chance.
I do.
What about GTA? Was it GTA 5 right here? What about GTA 6?
I do
With the
like
hat?
GTA.
Okay.
I'm not a big fan of how the hat is sitting on my head.
Okay.
However.
Yeah, I'm not
Chase.
a big fan of these slippers either. So
Chase, you
we could
I
have
mean,
that in common.
You
I
look, you look you're straight out of the game right now.
Oh, do I?
A little bit. When's the last time you've been to LA?
Never.
Probably for the best.
Never in my life. In fact, I've never been past the Mason-Dixon line. So,
Really?
correct.
Wow.
DC is the highest north I've ever been.
Where's the furthest west?
Arkansas.
Arkansas. Where's your family hail from?
Georgia. I mean, like, I know that's a dumb answer, but like,
You
Like
were
the-
like wincing when you said that. What was that
'Cause
about?
Hey, there's no shame.
because I
No
knew it was
shame.
going to be a dumb answer. Because it's like,
So
we've been here
everybody's
for a
from
long time.
Georgia.
For the most
Fair
part,
enough.
Wow.
Yeah. Well,
Much further back, they came in
interesting.
at like Pennsylvania, Virginia area.
That's not,
and they just came
usually people, especially around here, Metro Atlanta, they hail from different parts of the country,
I
like-
think I was able to somewhat trace my ancestors back to like 1300s over in England, but like in America, it was like around 1700 something.
Gotcha.
That's when they came. So
So when did you get into like, stealing cars and, vandalism and all that stuff? Good stuff.
never in my life.
Never?
The only car I've vandalized is my mom's truck and my truck.
How'd you do that?
Because I backed her truck up into my truck.
Really?
Why?
Didn't see it. I don't know. Just didn't see it.
It'll look.
Yeah.
Hey, well, it's all right. It's all right. So that's you guys may have noticed, we're all on little get-ups today.
Yeah,
we
we
have
are.
some new decor on our studio, and that is because this is our spooky special that we're
Definitely.
doing.
It's more of just
Halloween
a relaxed
episode.
hangout, but yeah.
A little
yeah.
hangout, but we
Yeah,
have the
pretty much.
that's why we've added a candle and a few little
Right.
decoration things because we
Yeah.
are sharing. We brought the foremost expert on paranormal ghosts and paranormal demonic activities.
I'm a
Chase.
skeptic. I'm a hard skeptic.
It's perfect. Which is why we want you
That's
on.
why we come to
Expert.
talk about it, yeah.
Expert.
Sure.
He claims that he can debunk any ghost story that ever exists.
So,
Real
Really?
easy. I can do that right now for you. The recording.
the recording?
If I saw a ghost, I ain't fidgeting and pull up TikTok to record a video. I'm out the window.
You can be like Scooby-Doo and just run away?
Oh, I'd go right through the wall.
All right. Well, okay.
Wouldn't even waste any time.
Well, I mean, there's definitely things in life that you can't explain. Like, I don't know if you guys remember. Well, are we gonna have Chelsea's out by now or no?
No,
Okay.
but you guys have a ghost story coming out.
Yeah. So there's somebody that we know that experienced something paranormal, some chairs moving in an office, and I've heard of that happening before. Actually, like different things moving. When I went to UNG, University of North Georgia, for anybody not aware, there's some different haunted activity that happens up there. But I think there's definitely things that, we can't really put our finger on to explain scientifically, I mean, what would you think about that, Chase?
I definitely think there's some weird stuff out there. Like, I just don't believe it if it's on video, though. Because it's like
Right.
everyone's looking for that viral clip.
about a
Yeah, no,
story, though?
I'd kind of agree with
What about
that.
something that's not on video?
I mean, like, I have a story.
I have.
I
Got a
don't-
ghost
actually-
story? Let's hear a ghost story.
Ghost story. I mean, my mom had just left the house. There were no animals in the house. And I hear a doorknob behind me, and I turn and look, and I see the doorknob turn. But I'm like, and then I go check the whole house. There was no one there, but I'm like, I must just been my mind. Because, like, the door will move sometimes if you don't close it all the way.
So you
Right.
think
So I
the
just
ghosts are like group hallucinations or like hallucinations or? What do you think?
wouldn't group hallucinations. I don't really think are. I don't know if those are scientific or not. But
Right. I have a story.
Go ahead.
yeah.
And then I
told
have a
this story
story of
before.
someone else
Where?
after you.
In the first episode, I
Oh.
told this story, but this is the only thing that I can ever think of that happened that was remotely
We're gonna hear it again.
paranormal. If you'd like to hear the story, Chase.
Sure.
Let's go.
So it was a few years ago now. This has been about 2021, and I was on a road trip with my family in the summer that year, and we had gone up to Maine, spent some time there, and then on the way back, we drove through the White Mountains, New Hampshire. It's a very old place. You know, we were in this place called Franconia Notch, and it was getting late. We decided to stop at this inn. We found an old inn that was, I think, from the 1800s. So we go in. There's not that many people there. You know, I think we go out to dinner, come back, and then we still have a few things to bring in. The innkeeper's about to head out, so she says, you guys lock up when you come back in. It's a little bit weird. So
I would just
she gives us the keys.
I'd make a copy of the
She
key.
leaves. We
Make a copy of the key. Come back anytime you want. Don't just leave me with the keys and tell me to lock up. That's a bad idea. What?
But anyway.
Should I take the hat off and then say that? Or
I don't know.
No,
It's up to you.
I like the hat. But yeah, but anyway, what happened? So we lock up and we decide we're gonna go down to get some ice, for whatever we're doing. So anyway,
do I look that ridiculous?
no. So we walked down to the basement, which is where the
Yeah.
ice machine was. So my dad and I walked down. As you're going down the stairs, you can hear the creak, 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 like you would in an old house.
Yeah.
So then you go down and we're getting ice, and all of a sudden we start to hear the same creak, creak, creak of the stairs, just like we had heard just a few moments ago.
Yeah.
And I was looking over because I was like, okay, somebody's like here this late at night. I was like, who's gonna come down? Because it was
Yeah.
kind of a dark, scary looking basement. And we look down, and as we hear basically all the noise of every step, nobody comes out of that.
Yeah.
And you never heard anything going back up. My dad heard this. I heard this. So I wonder what it was. I don't know.
How did your dad react? I'm just curious.
It's kind of like me. As we just kind of looked at each other like, that's really strange.
It is interesting.
If I'd been alone, I would have been a lot more scared.
Well, that's an interesting story regardless. So.
I got some stories actually.
Yeah.
But you got?
No.
Huh? What happened?
Wait, the studio's haunted?
It's been seen in here and in the room Lane sleeps.
Actually, I was touched in here before. Remember that?
I was fine until I saw Lane's face, and then I lost it. Couldn't hold that one in.
What do you mean, Ethan?
It's true.
I don't doubt you.
I was touched by a spirit.
What?
It's true.
Lane, what are you doing?
I don't
Lane's
know what
walked off. Like, come back.
So-
Come back here.
Me and Lane.
This is not going.
And this was
anywhere
before
good.
we had the studio. So there was a big space here. It's nice carpet, as you can see. It's soft. I was laying on the floor for some time, minutes after, and I don't remember what part of my body was touched, but something. I think my leg was something. I felt something touch me, and I was like,
We're gonna
"Lane, was
hope.
that you?" And I looked over,
Thank you for clarifying.
and he said, "No, it wasn't." And I do remember when I first met Lane, he did tell me about this house, how it was haunted. I think he said there was a painting that moved. No, that was Nona, remember? We had a friend named
You
Nona.
okay, Lane?
Yeah, I'm good.
Was it Nona that said, remember Nona said her house was haunted? A friend of ours, a woman,
Yeah, she was
lady.
interesting.
Anyway, we won't get into her. But
Got hot.
so how is this house haunted? I'd like to hear about that.
I don't know.
So,
love to have our
guys,
producer come
she-
and share some
Lane's
stories.
mother is there producing, and she just mentioned that the house next door is now having spooky activity with things moving. Is that right? So
I wonder if they've been touched.
and they also may have been touched, unfortunately.
They have things that move and they hear steps upstairs and they're
But you haven't
That'd
had
be a good reel.
anything happen here. I mean, I've been, I was touched,
No, and
But,
I had
uh,
somebody watching the dogs. Y'all can cut all this out.
That's okay.
But she was sleeping downstairs on the sofa and felt like something was watching her.
Okay.
She
Okay.
just felt like it.
But what did the Catholic was it a Catholic priest that came or who?
No, it was some very Christian friends of mine.
Okay. And
Came
what?
over
How
and
did they
anointed.
feel about the house though here? How did they feel about this place?
It feels good now.
They said it
there's
feels.
nothing-
They said
yeah.
it feels all right. Oh, that's
Yeah.
good.
Yeah.
I'm glad to hear that. I hope it feels better now that we have this.
I believe Lane
Set
told
here.
me a story one
Feeling
time
better.
Oh yeah, about the box.
about some cabinet or something like that,
So what's going on? What?
or wardrobe, or so. Let me set this up. So,
All right. Yeah.
so Lane, I heard you tell me a story one time about some kind of cabinet that was haunted in your house.
Sure. Yeah. So I don't remember too much about it. My mom told me when I was really young. I was scared of a cabinet, and
Okay.
the weird reason why, but I guess I had seen like a figure or somewhat of a boogeyman that was in the
Really?
cabinet.
Okay.
And it was a very weird, irrational fear. What did I call him, Mom? Huh.
Like a china cabinet, you said?
It is. It was. A
Wait, you
giant
called him
cabinet.
what, Lane?
And
Okay.
it's old. I mean, our furniture was inherited.
It was the Chew Man. Granted,
I
I don't
won't
remember a lot of
go
this,
off
but
into that.
anyway, apparently I was just terrified of the cabinet.
You were.
And
I mean,
I'd
you
be-
wouldn't go near it.
Yeah. Which cabinet was it?
The china cabinet downstairs.
It's still there.
Yeah.
We may have to take a look at it later.
Yeah, ooh.
Any one of
Definitely.
those REM pod
Yeah.
things. One of those like ghost static
No.
wave things.
You've got another one with the box.
What's up?
What box?
There's a
That
box
Auntie
here.
B sent with all of our
Yeah,
belongings.
yeah, but that's not like scary. That was more.
What happened?
I received a box. I do remember this. My great uncle, who I'm named after, Arthur
Okay.
Dennis Lane, he meant a very, very lot to me, and
Mm-hmm.
I'm very proud to be named after him. He was a scholar,
Okay.
a gentleman, and he was a hero. He
I think
got a
I remember-
Bronze Star
you told me
in World
about
War II, among other medals.
Yep. Told me.
He went out and he got the Bronze Star. It's a cool story. He was out in a town in Germany, a very small town, and they had to capture this town, and there was a bridge on the town. And anyway, a gunfight ensued, and he led his team to capture and help out with the town. And there's an article that I know we have somewhere. But anyway, he was really cool. We got a Bronze Star for that, and
Right.
then
Cool.
came back home. He taught in college. So he taught history.
High school.
Taught high school history, excuse me. And he
Okay.
was also crazy and played tennis till he was 88. So
Wow, that's really
yeah,
neat.
so
Wow.
that's,
Cool.
anyway, so he's really cool. So when he passed away, he passed away, which was odd too, because when we flew over to Europe and we were in Normandy, because I love history, and World War II is a very interesting part of history. So he apparently had passed away the day we were on the beaches, which is interesting. That's where, because he came in 100 days after D-Day. 100 days after D-Day, they brought in, they would always bring in new shipments of guys, but they brought in a very large influx of people on the 100th day after D-Day, and he was one of them. And then they, stationed him. We went through all of the theater. But anyway, so he passed away when we were there, and weeks, months go by, and the only thing I was really wanting was like some of his memorabilia, like his pictures and maybe his medals that he got. Anyway, I got a box in the mail one day, and we brought in this box, and it was from Arizona.
Like
where we-
cardboard or like a metal wooden
like
crate?
like
or-
they
Um,
cardboard, but like very
A big shipping.
sturdy
Yeah.
box. Anyway,
Right,
so we
right.
got all his stuff in there, and I swear I didn't open it because I didn't know what it was.
right.
It had my name on it, but I'm like, maybe they meant it for my mom. So I just kind of put it in the dining room.
Mm-hmm.
And throughout the day, I swore I heard stuff moving downstairs the whole day. I mean,
Really?
like somebody was in the house, like moving dishes and just something. Like it was just bumping around downstairs. And I would go and check, and I'm like, what the hell is happening here?
It's crazy.
And I didn't know it was in the box, mind you. I had no idea.
Yeah.
Right.
I just kept checking. My mom was at work. My dad was at work. The dogs were upstairs sleeping, doing
Yeah.
whatever. So I'm like, what the heck is this? It's not something outside. No neighbors
What
doing
about
anything.
Matilda?
Matilda? No, not there. Yeah, I don't know what you're referring to.
Is that your
but,
girlfriend?
No, I'm talking about the lady you used to rent out to.
No.
Tina.
Matina.
Oh, Matina.
Martina.
It wasn't that.
It wasn't Martina.
But anyway, my mom gets home and I told her. She's like, And then she understood what the box was, so I opened it. And it was his pictures, his medals, but most importantly, it was his flag that they draped over the coffin at the ceremony when he was buried.
I see.
So, and I think, I'm like, oh, well, maybe Uncle Arthur was paying me a visit. So
Uncle Arthur was trying to get him a plate of food. What time of year was this?
I don't know.
And the other
What's
kicker
up?
to the story is
What?
Oh, so my Uncle Barbara.
Uncle Barbara.
Aunt Barbara, his wife,
Never
forgot
know
to mark
nowadays.
the, on the large picture that's, a platoon of a lot of men. They forgot to mark where Uncle Arthur was. Well, we opened the box and there it is, fresh mark, right there. So
it's
Wow.
on both photos. It's
who
not
knows?
where
I'm
he
more of a
was.
skeptic like you. I kind
You're
of like.
saying
I'm a
there's a lot of
skeptic.
you
things
think
there.
Girl,
it
but-
was like spiritually marked or something somehow.
Or she marked it and then forgot
Or,
about
yeah,
it.
that's what I'm thinking. She
Yeah.
marked it and forgot
Yeah.
about it. But regardless, I can't explain exactly what all those noises were because it didn't
Right.
happen once or twice.
I think
Like,
he
it
was
happened a few
hungry, man.
times.
I think he was trying to eat some of y'all. Look, Lane's dad is a great cook, all right, and so is Mom over here. Sorry, Mom. I'm sorry. She's right here. My bad. I'm sorry. I just referred to
But,
Dad and not Mom. I'm sorry.
Also,
I've
both-
eaten
they're
more
both
of his
good
food than
cooks.
your food, to be fair. Huh?
Lane was wanting to, the other day, Ethan was wanting to borrow a couple slices of bread, and Lane said
Yeah.
no. He said he couldn't have any bread.
didn't say
have a
that.
Bro was
sandwich.
I didn't say
holding
that.
out on me.
I didn't say that.
Trying to make a PB&J, man.
Well, you said it was weird.
I was like, it's a bit odd. I was like,
It ain't
okay.
odd, man.
know
Look,
when
you
people
should
come up to your
expect
house
that
asking
from
for
me.
sugar?
That's a cliche, sort of.
There was leftovers in the fridge.
I'm sorry. It got too late, and I was like, I'm not even going to eat, so I just
I
went
wanted
home.
It's
PB&J.
fine.
Yesterday we went to a Dollar Tree, and he ended up getting some 25-cent bread,
No, it's 75.
or
But,
75-cent bread from Dollar Tree.
yeah. I mean, it's all right. You know what I'm
Good
saying?
deal.
But get back to the haunted stuff. Y'all want to hear a story?
Sure, yeah.
It's actually not my story. I'll try to summarize it as best I can. It's my friend Nick Galter. Shout out Nick Galter. I don't know if he's watching this right now, but I did message him recently. He was a friend from North Georgia. Very interesting guy, spiritual, knows a lot about conspiracies. But this story.
Did he touch you too?
He did with his words. So this story starts in the woods of Tennessee.
Oh boy.
Nick was on his uncle's property, and he starts his journey hiking through the woods, right? Everything's fine. He's got his rifle on his back. He's just strolling through the woods, He stops for a break, and he says everything gets quiet, right? All the birds and the insects stop chirping, and he said he starts feeling this cold air surround him. And he's like, what's going on? So he looks around, and he's just like creeped out, obviously, because this environment change that just occurred. So he's like, well, I guess I'm going to head back. So he sort of takes a different path back because he's getting spooked, right? Naturally so. So he continues on this path. And then basically it's still quiet. No chirping of the birds, no chirping of the insects. Still cold. But then he starts hearing footsteps behind him, right? So now he's getting pretty concerned. So he starts upping his pace and kind of like, doing head turns, trying to see what's behind him. You know what I mean? And then he finally gets to the point where he wants to turn around. He gets his gun off his back. He runs up to a certain point, and then he turns around, and he said he sees this big cloud of like mist behind him, right? And so at this point, he's like, scared for his life. He doesn't know what's going to happen. Immediately, he turns around and runs back, okay? And on the run back, he saw, let's see, something to do with rocks. I can't remember exactly. But he runs back, and
You saw the rock?
hold on, just let me get to the. I'll remember. He runs back. He gets to his uncle. He tells him everything that happened, and his uncle said, "Yeah, that's just common around here." And then he goes to church that Sunday with his uncle and his family, and they all say, "Yeah, there's been some disappearances around that area in the woods. You ought to be careful out there." So, there's definitely some spiritual stuff happening in different places. I believe there was like some like I said, with the rocks. I think he saw like a formation of rocks, either before or after that had like been created. You know what I mean? Like it hadn't been created, but it was, and it was like changed, if that makes sense. So
I've heard something similar to that.
anyway,
Some
sounds like from Lost.
some
you know?
cryptid creature.
Yeah, exactly. It sounds like something
Yeah.
from when y'all watched Lost before, early 2000s show.
Heard of it? Yeah.
Anyway, good show. Has something like that, like some kind of mist, right?
Yeah.
But you were saying, Chase?
There's some cryptid that does that. I don't like. I don't really necessarily believe in all that stuff because they only ever come out at night. You never see them in the day, but why are they only nocturnal? Like there's just
Well,
it to me. Like
it was during the day for him.
so he went out during the day because I was
Uh-huh.
like most
Morning,
most
yeah.
of the time people go out they don't ever see anything, and there are a lot of disappearances in the Appalachia largely because there's just holes that no one sees.
That is
Like
true.
people will just walk in the woods
That
and
is
they
true.
just disappear.
There's a lot
'cause
of
they fall.
mines that.
Yeah.
You got to be careful in North Georgia. Whew, man, I'm lucky I didn't fall down one of those things. When
Yeah.
I was up there.
But it's
I was up there at night. Like
Is that what happened to John Benet Ramsey?
who?
You know that.
Oh,
Mom.
I don't know who's that. John.
I don't even know about
She
that.
was, and granted, I don't know too much. You know who about it?
I know the name.
Okay. Tell me if I'm wrong, because you know a bit more about it, right? Somewhat.
Yeah,
She was a pageant queen,
yeah, she was a
young,
toddler beauty
a
queen.
young toddler beauty queen, and she disappeared. It's
Really?
thought that she was kidnapped.
No, she was killed in her home.
Oh,
the
she was
basement.
killed. Okay.
She
All
was
right.
murdered.
Then
they
who else am I
still
thinking of?
haven't
Just don't know who did it.
prosecuted anybody.
Oh, they have not.
I feel like
They
I
thought the
know that
parents did it.
case.
They thought the brother did it, but
Interesting. I thought she had disappeared. Maybe I was
Man,
thinking
why do you
something
think
else.
you just went from like falling down holes to get like getting marked, bro? Where'd this go? Where'd this go, man?
I mean,
And
spooky.
creepy disturbances.
If,
I mean,
I feel like if you walk out into the woods, especially at night, and you don't have a weapon, there's a very high chance you could not come back. So
who
you
knows?
hear this cool story? I love some of my favorite YouTubers and whatnot, and I don't watch podcasts all that much, but Mr.
We
Ballin,
usually
wartime
listen to 'em.
stories, bedtime stories.
Other than ours.
yeah.
Please watch
And then
ours.
Brick and Mortar is another good one I
Those are
listen
awesome.
to. So shout out to y'all if you ever somehow watch this. But anyway, I was watching one of them, and this couple, they had, blind date. They've been set up on a blind date. So they go get something to eat, whatever, and they're hanging out, and it's not going too great. But out of a
Like,
spur of the
yeah.
moment judge decision, the guy's like, "Well, you want to just go hike and kind of go see the woods and maybe stars and whatnot?" And she's like, "Okay, why not?" So they go out and they drive up this kind of deserted, woodsy road. And by the way, this is in the
red flag number
70s.
2.
Anyway, so they get out and they start walking, and they're okay. They're actually having a bit better of a time. And they keep going, and finally they just get this weird feeling, but none of them really wants to say, "Hey, I'd like to turn back." So they just keep on going, and the guy's leading in a sense. So they're side by side, but the guy's leading a bit.
Right.
Were they walking or
And
running?
they're
car?
walking.
Okay.
So they're walking up the trail, and it's dark.
Red flag
And
number
anyway,
3.
the guy, I think it was the guy, stepped on something kind of like soft.
Mm.
He just turned around. He said, without word, him and the lady just turned around and just kind of hoofed it back.
Yeah, that's it.
So that guy, the date ends, and they might have continued dating for a while, whatnot, but who knows? Anyway,
I wouldn't.
years later, they just remembered that interesting scenario. Just walking out, and he just stepped on something. He's like, "Okay, let's go." So when they were prosecuting Ted Bundy said, "Yeah, the weirdest thing they asked him, did you ever think you were gonna get caught?" He's like, "Well, there was this one time I had just murdered a girl, and I was hiding in the woods, and the body was laying out on the trail, and this couple was coming up, and the guy stepped on the body, but for some reason or another, they
Probably
turned around
Stepped
and walked
on her
away."
stomach then or something because it was soft.
And he said that was the one time I thought I was gonna get caught. And the people, the couple that was there, they had been watching this. They found out the interview, and they were like, "I can't believe it." And then the interviewee, whoever it was, interviewing him, asked, "Well, if they found out who you were, if they saw what was happening, what would you have done?" He's like, "I probably would have had to kill him." So
Man,
I just thought
they're
that
lucky they
was a
didn't
real
know.
creepy story. So, yeah,
Right.
interesting.
They're lucky.
All right, so someone follow that up.
Serial killers.
My
They're terrifying.
Yeah.
my grandma had kind of a spooky story that happened. I don't know why. I mean, it could have been delusion. Who knows what it could be? But one time we got a call and she said, "You're not gonna believe what I just saw." She was looking for a cat, one of her cats, and she finally found it. It was in her front yard, and she said that she saw it disappear into the tree. Into the tree. Like almost like a portal, you know,
Yeah.
kind of appeared in the tree. The cat went through it and she couldn't find the cat. So I don't know. Ended up finding it later, but I just always thought that was a bit weird.
Yeah.
What
Could
do you
always be a
think?
perspective thing.
What do you think about portals? No?
Not a Portals guy. I like the video game. Not so much that there's actual portals. Because I don't. I do think there are some type of demons or something. Because I mean, even in the Bible it says the devil roams the earth
Did they
looking for whom
manifest
it
as
may
cats?
devour.
Right.
I don't think so. I don't think they
Cat's name
manifest
was
as cats.
Casper.
I don't think that has anything to do with it.
That's interesting.
I'm
That's
pretty
kinda
sure
strange.
if for some reason you were ever to meet a ghost / demon and you like asked it about Casper, I'd be like, what? Yeah, I wouldn't know.
Yeah, I
But,
believe, there are definitely spiritual influences in our
Definitely.
world. They can manifest in different ways.
Yeah, I think the veil between, I think just the veil's thinner, generally. I have more of a theistic view on spirits and stuff. I don't necessarily,
do.
think that Bethel passes away and then Bethel can roam. I just don't believe in that. I
Right.
think the things that are still around are things that are not probably
Sorry,
the
Bethel.
best things. Well,
But one thing I was going to mention too, like even from a biblical perspective, right? I believe it was Samuel, the prophet, was called back down by like a medium, basically. Was called back down to the earth, and just kind of interesting that person had the power to do that.
I wouldn't, if it's a person in the Bible other than God or Jesus, I wouldn't attribute them to having the power. Because I believe even in, when, I'm probably a little bit wrong, but when Moses was trying to free the Israelites, the Egyptian prophets or whatever could also do some type of miracles, which was most likely some type of magic. Because it's the same thing now with like mediums and psychics now. I can tell you, I'm talking to your grandma and guess like very basic things about you and about her. And if I happen to get one or two right, you think it's real. Either way, I'm getting paid.
So it's like the sleight of hand trick kind of thing.
Pretty much.
I'll tell you a good story. This is true. My mom and dad are aviation oriented, right? And Mom, you'd certainly know this one. So back in, I don't remember the exact year, 1986, there was an Eastern Airlines L-1011, and it was bound for Miami, and they were trying to go to Miami, but they had to go to a holding pattern because when they were trying to put the landing gear down, the landing gear light wouldn't, for number one nose gear, wouldn't light up. And they're like, we can't tell if the landing gear's down. So what they did was they went into a holding pattern, and they were circling. And unbeknownst to the captain or anyone else, what he had done was the column sits like this, and it moves. So like this, if I move it, it stays in that position, right? Okay. Well, he reached over to switch something, and he pushed the column down just so ever so slightly. And they were so fixated on the light bulb issue that they didn't realize they just pushed the airplane down like that, ever so slightly.
Yeah.
And they didn't hear all the warnings, any of the warnings, and it anyway went right into the Everglades, and it killed a whole bunch of people. So, unfortunate. And that's Flight 401, I think, if anyone wants to check it out. Well, when the crash investigation was done with, they have to take the airplane and dispose of it and kind of break it up and all that stuff. So, as they were going through it, they said, well, I mean, some of these microwaves that are in the back of the tails, they're still good. Some of the parts here are still good. Let's just reuse them. So they took it, they reused it, and they put it on other L-1011s. Well, some of the stories from flight attendants, and L-1011s are super great aircrafts. Unfortunately, they're not around anymore. But they had an elevator for the galley. So you'd have the passengers would, they'd be in their seats. Well, then you'd have the flight attendants. They'd go back and they'd go down to the bottom of the aircraft, and there was like a kitchen.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, it is cool.
Yeah.
So when they'd go down, they'd make the meals and stuff. Well, some of the flight attendants, they'd go down and they would swear somebody was watching them. and they just get this horrible feeling down there
Interesting.
into the galley. And some people have seen some of the flight crew because they use some of the, like the yokes or whatever it is they replace, and they would see the flight crew walking into the cockpit, and they go in like nobody's,
Yeah.
So the using of the parts was kind of what is thought to create that. And it's funny because when they had so many complaints that Eastern Airlines like just get rid of all the stuff that was on that aircraft, and as soon as they got rid of those parts like the microwaves and whatever, the story stopped.
Yeah.
So
And
interesting.
No, just ovens.
Just ovens, my bad.
Yeah.
Well, that's close enough.
Yeah. As like I think things have power if you give them power. For instance, like a Ouija board on its own is just a board that was made by a person. There's no inherent anything to it. But it's when people start using it for something or trying to attribute it to something evil, that's typically when I think that something evil can do it, because
That's
you're
a good
giving
point.
it that power.
Yeah, it's like the law of assumption, like I've talked about before.
Well, it's
You're
the power over your
assuming-
own mind.
It's true. Like any place like is just a place. Any object
Correct.
just an object. But what changes is like what humans do there. Like if I go to like the pyramids in like Mexico, at face value they're just pyramids. But when I find out that thousands of people are sacrificed there, all of a sudden it becomes a bit more.
You start feeling like maybe there are some
You feel the
people
weight
watching
of it.
you.
You feel the weight of it.
But it's one of those things where people say, "Well, you believe in ghosts, you believe in Bigfoot or cryptids." I can't say yes, but I really can't say no. I mean, I have more reason to believe that they're not around, but I really have no reason to believe that they wouldn't be
There are
around.
some things that happen that are very difficult to explain.
They are.
I've been
And
touched before a second time. Can I talk about that?
floor is yours.
Sorry, I butted
No,
in
you're good.
again. I'm sorry, Chase.
You're good.
So I was in Brazil. It's not really a spooky story, perhaps. This was the first time I went down there. It was Christmas Eve night. Okay. And
Wish the Christmas past here.
yeah, Ghost of Christmas Past. I was in a peaceful mood.
I'm sorry to interrupt, but I've heard that you're just not the biggest fan of holidays.
Is that true?
Is it?
Now it's turned into an intervention.
It's a little bit true.
You don't like holidays?
I'm not the
What do you,
biggest
you're
fan
on
of
this holiday
holidays.
special though. Like, what's going on?
I know. I'm amazed we're even doing one here.
I just think holidays are a good excuse for people to waste time.
Really?
Gotcha.
Yeah.
I do that every day of my life. I find a good excuse to waste time every day.
I think we all do.
Elton Scrooge over here.
But here's the thing: we get back to we gotta get back
Wait
to
a
this.
minute.
sorry.
Though. Well, I want to dig a little deeper here. Like,
Why?
What's the root? Like, why do you hate holidays?
I hate holidays because, like I said, people just waste time. They drink. They just do stupid things. I don't see any value in that personally. So I'm
What
somebody
about-
that tries to use my time to my advantage.
What if they're hanging out with their family? Stuff.
That's good. Yeah, it's good to spend time with family. Yeah.
If you had a big company, like would you want to just make your employees work on?
Mandatory
Christmas?
work on Christmas.
Yes. 100%.
You would have no one
Mandatory
working
There
there
would be
after a
no
year.
holiday parties. They'd have to work.
So just use another typical day.
Huh?
Would they get paid overtime?
No.
Or
they
a
get
time and a
paid-
half?
They
That
get
might be
paid
like-
half.
Half.
Yeah.
Mandatory pay.
Mandatory
less-
half,
oh my
half
gosh.
pay to make them feel better about themselves.
Do you think a lot of people
Their
can
life
work for you?
choices.
No, I wouldn't.
No.
I'd quit
None.
day one.
I think a lot of people are going to want to work for me, of course.
I don't.
Producer, would you work for?
Negatory.
So
I do agree that there are some people that take holidays and make them more commercialized. I will agree on that point.
Yeah.
However, it is up to every individual person to make that holiday what they want it to be.
You're
If-
right.
I mean,
You're
if
right.
like you have 365 days a year, you hopefully have at least to like minimum life expectancy, 60, 70 years, however long. You have so much time to waste, but you have so little time with your family. And if people want to take their time to hang out with their family, then who cares if they're wasting a little bit of time?
You're right. You're right. I'm just,
So
Didn't you-
we've
didn't you
changed
say-
your opinion about it.
I wouldn't say that.
So you love Christmas now?
I like Christmas.
What's your favorite Christmas song?
Santa Baby.
Can you sing it for
Really?
us a little bit?
You can sing.
This
it.
is a Halloween episode. What are we doing here?
Sing it with Halloween lyrics.
What Halloween song is it?
Santa Baby,
Oh, Ghostbusters.
I feel the spider crawling on my face. Oh, God. I'm scared. I don't know.
I like to do a lot of nothing sometimes, especially on holidays.
I'm not happy with you.
You have to give him a whooping or something like
Yeah.
that. You know.
I might have to.
I would prefer you taken up an octave. It's a little too low to be threatening a spanking.
What are you asking for?
No, actually, I'm asking you to not, actually. Anyway,
What? What are you trying to give?
I don't know.
Let's go ahead and move on from this one.
ghosts.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's talk about anything but that.
Anything
Sure.
about it.
Please.
Okay.
Let's talk about cryptids.
All right. Cryptids. Well, you want to begin, or does our expert want to
I
begin?
think he's wearing a couple cryptids on his feet or something.
Yeah,
like
that's
that.
right.
I don't even know what cryptids are. I just heard you guys maybe say it one day.
Gotcha.
It'd
What
be
are they?
things like the rake, or I think
Skinwalkers.
Ben Who
too.
Drowned. I think might be one.
I thought you said don't say the name.
And there's certain ones you don't say the name of.
Like
I don't
what?
believe in them typically. However, like I do respect the tradition. Like the Navajo would never say the one that you said,
Right.
and you know what? They live down in the woods a lot, so they've probably seen some things. So, I'm not saying that
Yeah,
they're
there's
real.
some-
However, ain't taking the chance.
Some things we just don't talk about. Per
Well,
se.
Correct.
My thing I've watched. So I watch the YouTube videos and whatnot. But Skinwalker Ranch is a big one, and Buffalo Ranch. These out in
Buffalo
Colorado.
Buffalo
Wild-
Ranch.
Hold on,
Sounds like
hold
a
on.
good
Buffalo
wing
Wild
flavor.
Wings?
No, it was.
I ate that
That
yesterday.
can be a wild place.
I assume. I think it's a ranch out in Colorado or one of those.
Ranch dressing.
Yeah,
We love
Okay.
ranch dressing
Thank
here
you.
on $3Flowing.
but
In fact, my
anyway,
girlfriend wants me to bring her a bottle of ranch dressing when I go to Ireland.
that's a very odd request. But
They don't have it there.
you don't have ranch dressing.
Not like we have it.
How hard is it to make?
Probably for the best.
They don't have the same spices there.
I mean,
Powdered
The
package.
package.
yeah,
I can do that. She loves American Ranch. She loves Wingstop, things like that. So
Okay, sweet.
I'm just saying, when you talking about ranch, I love ranch.
All right. Yeah. All
This
right.
is all my fault.
So, cryptids. Yeah, Skinwalker Ranch and Buffalo Ranch, right? Yeah.
That one ranch you mentioned.
Yeah, so
with the name I'm not gonna
basically,
say.
a lot of strange things have happened. Actual teams have gone out there, like scientist teams, to try and research it. So a lot of the cattle is killed. Very interesting and scary phenomenons happen out there, from what I've seen, or I'd say read about. I've never been there, but anyway, it's just an interesting
Yeah. One of them.
theory to think that.
Ghost Adventures had an episode on.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and it was the dumbest thing I've ever seen.
Hey,
And I love Ghost Adventures. I love the show. I enjoyed watching as a kid, but when they got to that place ranch, it just like they were talking about aliens and stuff like that, and I'm like, okay, so everything's happening right here at this one specific spot.
well, they might have thought it was a portal of some sort.
You ever seen an alien?
No, not one from outer space.
What kind of aliens have you seen?
So, with
I saw a UFO one time.
Okay.
Really?
Yep. I think I was driving home from the hospital, and what?
I think I was just driving home from the hospital.
Yeah. Anyway, I was exhausted. I was tired. I'd been up all night, and
Debunk.
I saw it was a light. My mom saw it too. It was a light hovering above the tree line.
Really?
And all of a sudden, it went like just shot down.
Yeah.
I don't know what it was, but who knows?
Probably was a UFO. I mean, there's been countless people that have seen UFOs. It's something that's pretty much indisputable at this point. You know, there was a power lifter that I used to watch his videos pretty frequently, and he talked about he's seen one of the pyramid UFOs, and I mean like I said, there's been countless people that have seen this before. Not even really that crazy to think about at this point.
So aren't there my mom might know this, but aren't there stories about seeing lights over Arizona or lights over Utah, Nevada, whatever it is? That there's a gigantic. I mean, and there's videos of it. Well, I know you say if you can video it, it's not exactly true.
Aliens are a bit different because like the typical thing is that they hover, but it's like how much
Well,
of that is the government?
And granted, I'm going off of this because I have not watched a documentary on this in a long time. But from what I remember, one of the states, they had these just gigantic, like they're just lights, but it's in almost like a triangle or
Yeah.
triangle formation.
Right.
And it would just slowly move across the city, and then all of a sudden just gone.
Yeah.
And was it
Yeah, things
California?
move at high speeds.
It's just weird.
There's plenty of stories out there.
A lot
Yeah,
of things
I
like
mean,
that happen. I'm not a believer in traditional aliens exactly, but there are governments, there are spiritual things, a lot
Yeah.
of things out there. I don't know
I'm sure there's plenty of UFOs because that just means unidentified flying objects.
exactly. I mean,
And who knows what governments are experimenting where they're messing with all the time. However, I don't think there are beings from another galaxy that are coming here because
Why not?
why would they?
Why wouldn't there be?
'Cause if
the
it-
universe is basically infinite.
It's always expanding. It's continually expanding.
Uh-huh.
Why?
Don't ask me.
Just asking if
maybe
you knew
we're
why.
an
Where's Neil deGrasse
experiment.
Tyson?
just like Ethan's infinite wisdom,
I
always
mean-
expanding.
Maybe they're
I don't think
checking
we're
on us.
experiments.
You know?
I mean,
So the U.S. government did admit that aliens exist.
here's my
essentially.
They
question:
didn't say aliens. They said
if we won't believe them
phenomenon.
any other time, why would we choose aliens to believe that the government on?
That is very true.
I mean, like
I think it's a psyop. I think it's a big psyop. Like they want us to talk about aliens rather than talk about like
mean,
things that
I'll tell you
are
a cool story,
really
though.
important.
You want to know a cool story?
Sure.
Okay. So a neighbor across the street, he's now moved, and we'll hopefully get him on the show. Super nice guy. But Bernie, remember Mr. Bernie, Mom? So Bernie said he was a captain, long time at Delta, flew, all these different type of airplane. Anyway, he said towards about, I don't know, middle of his career, he was flying out towards Nevada. Anyway, he remembers they're flying, I don't know what he said, like 20,000 feet, maybe a little below. And he was passing Area 51. And, my dad talked about it on this show when we had him. They said no matter what emergency you have, you cannot land there. Your career as a pilot will be over. You cannot land there. Anyway, so knowing this, Bernie said, yeah, that's true. When my dad, told me that, and I asked him if that's true, just to kind of get another perspective on it. He said, yeah, when we pass it, we always take note of that. Like, well, we can't emergency land there. But, there's always that lore, so we always take a look at it. Anyway, he said he was flying out, and it was dark. And he switched frequencies. And he said, there is something interesting. You can hear sometimes the chatter over that Area 51.
Really?
I was like, what do you mean? He goes, well, when I switched this one time, it doesn't happen often, but when I switched frequencies, I heard the tower from Area 51 talking to one of their planes. And Area 51 is known for testing like military aircraft and whatnot. So he said, that's what I assume it was. So but what I heard was, hi, this is kind of verbatim for what he said, but basically the transmission was, this is Dark Star, swinging in at whatever 30, what I'm trying to land, and then finally the reception was Dream Tower accepts, you're cleared to land. And he said basically what that meant was Area 51's tower is Dream Tower, and Dark Star is whatever the hell airplane it was that he was talking to. But he remembered that and was like, oh, that's weird.
yeah.
So
There's a lot of weird stuff. I mean, like, there's going to be so many things that are unaccounted for just generally.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Who knows? That's just what he told me.
Yeah.
It's kind of
but
strange.
I'm more of an Occam's razor kind of person. To me, it's just always the simplest answer.
Well, me is just I'm a realist. It's probably
Yeah.
just cool military aircraft they were testing out.
Yeah.
They just nicknamed it Dark Star, and towers named Dream Tower. But
Yeah.
it's just kind of cool that they keep it such hidden. You
Yeah.
can't
Yeah.
understand what they're working on, what new projects they might
Yeah.
be.
It's all a
about.
secret, They
Right.
say, you can get pretty close. I mean, not super close, but, if you drive out there, there's a little town, and they say all the time there's, like, strange lights above
Yeah.
at
Right.
night and things like that. We'll have to go there sometime. and
Definitely.
Check it out.
Yeah, I should have gone there really, but
Yeah. I think you should dress like that when we go out there.
sure.
Yeah. Walk up to the fence, I'm sure they'll think you're nice and normal. But
Yeah,
remember when they tried to storm Area 51 years ago?
I do remember that.
I vaguely
They didn't
do.
really try. They just all talked about it and
They all talked
wimped
about it.
out because they're all cowards.
Would you like to get shot? I don't want to get shot.
They wouldn't have shot him.
That's
It would
exactly
have been a
what
mass. It
happened.
would have been a mass arrest. They wouldn't have shot any of them.
At
I
least
I don't
one
know.
person.
I really think that, you know,
Get
since-
1,000 people out there running towards Area 51. There's
Look,
no
I-
way they'd shoot.
I
it.
get it.
That'd be a huge scandal.
I get it. I think there's a lot of
Yeah,
abuse of power in different ways, but at the
I
same
think-
time, the United States as one of the biggest superpowers, if not the biggest superpower.
I think
in
they
the
would
world,
arrest them.
They,
I think they would shoot.
you know, they got to keep secrets. They got to, you know, get the military moving and grooving at a bigger pace, and to keep it a secret, they have to implement.
Yeah.
You know,
I-
space, and obviously, if you know, sometimes you pay the price if you decide to.
Well, there's a lot of layers of security there too. You know.
And if there's 1,000 people basically sieging like a air base for the U.S. military,
I'm sure they'd know about it too.
probably
They'd have intel
And there
on
would
it
be
before it
snipers
happened.
everywhere.
But if they're unarmed and just running at the base, you know, like what are?
I think they would just be surrounded by military
I'd be like
vehicles.
zombie apocalypse. Pull the trigger.
And some of them may be shot if they're violent, but I think the majority of them would be okay.
Probably if they started climbing the fence. That's probably
Well,
what.
we'll have to
Yeah.
get someone on who's
If they
an
started
expert at
climbing
it.
the
This is
fence.
just, you know,
If you
skepticism
work
here.
Area 51 and would like to come on the show, please come on. I'd love to have you.
I talked to somebody who had worked in Area 51 a long time ago. Mom, you remember? You
I
know,
would
remember,
probably
Matthew?
redact the names.
You know, down the street, Matthew. We went up to Lake House. Okay, for a fishing trip. Anyway, we went up to the lake house. You do remember that? Okay. Went to the person who owned the lake house. He was like 80-something years old. I hope he's still alive. You know, hope he's doing well. But he said he worked on airplanes growing up, and he was because he did really, really well. He very, very, very smart. But he worked on the U-2 spy plane, and he said that he had to work in Area 51. And this is what he told. I hope he's not just like senile and doesn't remember what he's talking. But he said what they did back in the 50s was they would take him on a bus, and it's like a blacked out bus.
Yeah, heard
You
that.
can't see anything, and they drive you all the way in to your respective place. You know, people would get off, and what he said is he'd get off, and he would work on basically the like the radio part of the U-2 spy plane. But he said he could only work on the radio part of it, and I couldn't talk to anyone else working on other parts of the
Right.
aircraft. I could only do this, and when it was
Right.
time for me to, be done, I'd be, walked out, put back on the bus, and driven out. And I was not allowed to talk about that to anyone for a long, long time.
Yeah.
So I'm like, that's kind of crazy. He's like, so I don't know anything about Area 51. All I did was get on the bus, go work on
Right.
what I worked on. When they said
Yeah.
it was time to leave, I left.
They're very
At least
secretive.
that's what he wanted you to think.
Maybe he knew more, but I
I
mean,
mean,
My great-grandfather on my mom's side knew about the Manhattan Project and was one of the only few people in the country at the time to know about it.
really,
Mhm.
wow.
Yep. He still really wouldn't talk about it even up until like he passed away. So-
Manhattan Project was a interesting one for sure.
Absolutely. You gotta keep that one close to the chest.
Yeah.
what do you know about it?
Well, I mean, since it's been how many years since World War II, I know what happened.
So what did he know about it? At the
Oh,
time?
I don't. Probably that they were just making some type of weapon or something. I don't know if he. I don't know.
I've
Never
told,
got the full
I told
story.
Daniel down this, but down the street, we have wonderful neighbors, Mike Marcasello and Sharon Marcasello. Anyway, Miss Sharon, it's her uncle, but he was a mathematician, and he worked on the Manhattan Project.
Awesome.
So
Yeah,
I
that's
thought it was pretty cool.
a lot of people apparently more so than we thought did. So,
It was a big endeavor.
It was a huge undertaking.
have you seen the Oppenheimer movie?
Not seen
No.
it, no, but
Really?
I have not seen it.
It's like 2 or 3 hours. It's a very good movie. I
Really?
enjoyed
yeah,
it.
You liked it?
Yeah,
that was the one that was competing with Barbie, right?
correct.
I saw Barbie, unfortunately, with my ex-girlfriend,
Which one?
Luciana.
Oh, okay.
I paused before he said it.
Nick, rule of thumb: never say which one.
Yeah, that's the thing. I said that, and I was like,
Uh-oh.
It's all right.
oops.
My current lady knows all about it, so
Yeah.
That's not what I was worried about. I was worried about that mic stand going
So-
into his head.
All right, so what are we going to talk about next?
I think we should. I have a question for you.
Sure.
So since it's we're approaching Halloween, Chase, should Christians celebrate Halloween?
If they want
good
to.
question.
I mean, it's truthfully up to them. I don't think just because. I mean, if people take it in a satanic way, whatever, then obviously that's bad. Or satanic, I don't know how to say it. But like it was started by like Catholics a long time ago in Scotland. Like it was originally more of a Christian thing, and then it just kind of changed over time. people think Christmas is a pagan holiday as well, but it didn't start that way. It changed a lot because, especially in the Civil War period, 1800s, all that stuff. There's a lot of like real spiritualism. Like that's when the Ouija boards and Aleister Crowley and all that stuff really came into being. And that's, I don't know per se, but I know that a lot of things got twisted around then. But if all you do for Halloween is like just take your kids around the neighborhood and they get a bit of candy and they get to dress up as like baby shark or like a corn cob or something, there's really no harm in it.
So you think it's about the spirit of why you're doing it?
It's the intent behind whatever the person's
Intent.
doing. Like, I mean, if you set out to do something that's specifically demonic, then you're most likely going to receive that. But if like you're just taking your kids to go pick up some candy throughout the neighborhood, there's nothing really demonic happening there. There's just, especially if like you go to church or whatever else.
What about some of the imagery though? Like, what if I decorate my house to be like spooky?
If you're putting pentagrams on your wall, bigger problem. If it's like a skeleton, not a really big deal, at least to me, because I mean, like, there's a skeleton in you, and me. So we're not really like. I know that might be a big realization there.
What?
Some of us are all, cartilage,
I would really hope not. I would really hope not. But I mean, it's to me, it's just the intent behind it. Truthfully.
I'd agree with that. Yeah, I'd agree with that a lot.
Yeah. I mean, I try to have a very pragmatic take on most things. Like, like I said, I wouldn't start putting pentagrams up,
Of course.
Right.
But even the upside down cross, which is quote unquote demonic, is how they crucified Peter, I think.
Yeah, but it's because it's come to mean something. That's
Yeah,
kind of
they've changed it.
Right.
I do think Christians just need to do better at start taking things back.
yeah.
Like the rainbow's like the biggest one. It was the sign. It was God's promise, right? And now they've taken it and tried to make a mockery of it.
Yeah.
Well, they've done very well of it, actually.
And it's the same thing. Like you make horror movies now. A lot of it is more church oriented.
Yeah.
Because it seems to grab people's attention that way. So
Yeah, there's a lot of things that will do things for shock value.
yes.
I usually try to stay away from things that are intentionally defaming what I believe, because I think if it's just not right to really do that. I mean, like if it's a joke, don't make jokes about things you don't want people to joke about you with. So like I try not to joke about people's family, but a you mama joke is sometimes just very appropriate.
You mom.
So,
That's funny.
but like for instance, like religion is off the table for me, because like I'm not going to disrespect Islam whether I disagree with it or not, because I don't want them to make fun of my religion as well.
Yep.
And even when it comes to like Christian denominations, it's like I don't care how you do your church, as long as we're on the same page about you believe that God sent His Son to seek and to save and sacrificed Himself for us. That's all that matters. I don't care how you do your church, as long as we're lined up on the core fundamentals. That's all that matters. So
Yeah, so like you think that it's just about the core, so it's like, because I've even heard some Christians at different churches I've been to, they'll say like, oh, you shouldn't celebrate Christmas in a traditional way, or like different holidays.
They don't like Santa Claus for some
They may not
reason.
like holidays, like Ethan
Who
doesn't
was
like
it?
holidays. But,
Santa Claus was named after Saint Nicholas, which was an
Yeah.
actual Catholic saint, I think.
Right.
So I mean, like, Santa Claus is now become a bit more commercialized. However, named after Saint Nicholas.
I think as long as you're,
Yeah.
if you're not forgetting the true intent of the holiday, which obviously is to recognize the birth of Christ, and that the
Yeah.
birth of the salvation that comes from that. As long as you keep that in mind, then I think participating in some of the other traditions, like I've heard the Christmas tree is pagan, of pagan origin before. I've heard like, a lot of these things are of pagan roots.
Yeah.
So it's
but-
the intent. completely.
It's definitely about the intent. Like, for example, when you'd go occupy like a city, right? Like they wouldn't destroy everything in that city.
Yeah.
They would repurpose it for their own use, right?
Yeah.
So like the temples, like in a lot of these places, were not destroyed; they were reused.
Yeah. Just
so-
under a different whatever.
Exactly.
No.
So
It's just, it's the intent, because I don't know the specific lore on Christmas trees, but just in the hypothetical sense, if it was a pagan tradition to begin with, if Christians come and make it something that's not pagan, it's working out for the glory of God, and that's how all things are going to ultimately go anyway. So
exactly, it's like we talked in the beginning. It's like we attribute meaning to objects and things and traditions, that are different from what the original intent was
Yeah.
sometimes.
Because I mean, that's what traditions are. I mean, that's why people take time to hang out with their family on Christmas because it's their tradition. They all gather around Mimi's house and they cook a turkey and then they open gifts and then the kids go to bed, and the adults, do whatever adults do. Because I'm usually in bed at 8, so. So what I'm saying is I'm not an adult.
I don't know about that tradition, but
But you know what I mean. But it's like, it's
did you ever have a hard time sleeping on Christmas Eve?
when I was younger, absolutely.
Yeah.
Now I just have a hard time sleeping in general. So
I'll help
Oh,
you
yeah.
with that.
What?
how so?
What?
Floor's yours now. Go ahead.
Meditation.
Oh, I don't know how to meditate.
He'll teach you.
I'm way
How do you meditate, Ethan?
too ADHD.
You just sit quietly and observe your
That's the
thoughts.
hardest part for me. I can have a conversation with just about anyone, but anytime I go talk to my parents, I can tell it's a hostage situation. So
I'll help you. Don't worry.
So what do you think
talking
about
less.
No.
Oh,
so meditation? What do you think about like spirituality? Yeah.
as in
You're pretty much an expert in it, aren't you?
I wouldn't say that.
No.
No.
Well, you
Not
seem
an
to know quite a lot about it.
I mean, I don't want to be. I mean, there's a few things I know that maybe most people won't, but it's only a perspective. Like, we're not going to get into it right now, but
Secret knowledge.
some of it's
Like
kind
what
of
we're talking
hidden.
about.
Some of it's kind of hidden knowledge that you can only get through.
Of course.
$9,000.
No,
It's not important
Yeah.
to discuss some things.
Yes, I agree.
But I think that, I mean, where do you want me to go with this, really?
I don't know.
Because there's so many different ways we can go. I mean,
Can you meditate right now?
I could, yeah, if you want.
Yeah, just to demonstrate like what it looks like to the audience.
Okay. I can't do it. I can't. It's impossible.
Yeah, it's kind of hard to do that on camera. I'm not gonna lie.
You got this.
You got it. Yeah.
Got three
All right.
Got
knuckleheads
this.
staring at you intently.
The meditation.
Don't worry. We're not even looking at you.
I'm trying to control my mind and forget that you all are staring at me.
We're not. We're
And
not.
decrease the
we're not
importance
looking at
within
you.
my own consciousness that you're.
We're all looking away. We don't see you.
But see, that's the thing. When you're driving, okay, and you
Don't
and you-
meditate when you're driving, dude.
Where do you want me to go with this? That's
I
my
don't-
question.
I don't know, man.
Okay, practical spirituality, Halloween style. Is that where we want to go?
Give me 5 tips for Halloween spirituality that are important.
Okay. 5? Don't know if I have 5, but I will say be aware of spiritual attacks that might take place before a manifestation or before something God's trying to show you.
Boom.
And that's all you need to know for, like, evil, spooky stuff related to spirituality. And what are you doing?
If I may build off that just for a second.
Yeah.
I think a lot of I do agree with that when things are going good, sometimes something feels like a rock gets thrown through your window.
Right.
and changes the pace of things. I do think also when you've been doing good for like a few days or whatever, I do
Right.
think things are sent to try to derail you.
Absolutely.
Yes.
But I also think that sometimes it's not. You need to run to God sometimes with it.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's, at least for me, that's something that I feel like people forget a lot.
My mom said something that was, by the way, I think we've already said that she's back there producing.
4 or 5 times.
Right. Sweet. So 6. She said to pray to God, but do it silently. Yeah. Right.
Right. And I'll
I don't
build
know
off of
I
that.
don't think she'll be
I'll
able to
build off of
explain
that
it,
in
but
a
can we explain real quick? I think that's extremely important.
Yeah.
I don't know it as well, so would
Well,
someone else
I
like
mean-
to take the lead on this?
I know she said pray in quiet because when the enemy is trying to, derail you from any good act or anything that God's trying to lead you towards, you don't want Satan to hear what you're saying so that he can try to
Right, 'cause God's
trick
the
you
only
in
one
a
that
different
can-
way.
Can read your mind.
Right.
Right.
But I will say on that, I do think that Satan knows you more than you can imagine because he's extremely intelligent, more intelligent than we are, in my opinion.
He's a
If
good
we don't have
trickster.
the spiritual wisdom instilled in us, because I do think people like King Solomon in the Bible were of that level of like wisdom. You know, he did kind of have different powers, you know, in his mind that he was able to do different things, like have 200 wives and stuff. You know, but
Is that what we should be striving for?
No,
No.
the headache on that would be awful.
Yeah.
anyway,
Do you practice Solomonic wisdom?
I do, but anyway, the whole point is behaviors. Humans are habitual creatures. We do things typically over and over and over. But if we can sort of be aware of our different habits and behaviors and sort of be so much in the present moment that we are broken free from our usual habits, then I think you can be aware of those spiritual attacks, if that makes sense.
Yeah. You need to make God a habit.
Yeah,
Yes.
there you go.
And how Solomon prayed for his wisdom from God, which he gave him. I think we also need to do that from God to give us wisdom and, you know,
Right.
just to be able to navigate this thing called life.
Right.
But I from what I heard last time is some people attribute the book of Ecclesiastes to Solomon. And it's pretty much just lamenting of knowledge is good, but it's ignorance is the bliss.
Oh yeah,
Like
it is.
the more you know, the harder it is.
Oh,
Because
yeah.
you can be dumb, happy, and just go through life and nothing.
That's true.
You won't see the greater evils in the world.
Yeah, the more you know, the more. That's true. I've experienced this. In fact, this time last year, I went through kind of a spiritual awakening where, you know, I could kind of see like evil, good and evil in a different sense. Like I was aware of it, you know,
Yeah.
in my own choices.
Do you know why?
In fact, why is that?
Adam and Eve, eating of the fruit of the tree of knowledge. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's why. That's why we see the good and evil of
But
it.
why was I more aware at that time? I can't
Yeah.
tell you. I really can't. It just, I think I started seeing different things like, you know, I won't get into it
I
again.
think one of the
but
most
different perspective.
I don't know if you call it sad things in life or like just heavy things is like when you become aware of the way the world really is and operates. You know, when you're a kid, you don't think about it. It's not that times were so great back then,
Yeah.
you know, like when we were growing up, but that's what we remember in our
You were like
experiences.
this.
Yes, we had like, you know, feel like rose-colored glasses,
Yep.
sort of at that time. And then you get older and you realize, the presence of evil.
Taxes.
Yeah, all these things we have to deal with, you know, and that's when it becomes like a very, sobering type
Yeah.
experience.
You just try to make the best of it every day.
Yeah.
You know, and you have to be grateful. You know, it's so hard sometimes when you get in these negative thought patterns, but if you can really in the morning, I always tell these guys, really take control of the morning, and if you do that, then the rest of the day is going to be easy. You know, pray in the morning, be grateful, thankful to God in the morning, and it'll usually just take you out, you know, for the rest of the day.
Set the tone right.
Yeah.
And another thing that I've been trying to learn on and work on as well, because it's something that we get really complacent. We get super complacent
Definitely.
in everyday life. And a preacher in Germany around the time of the funny mustached man, Dietrich Bonhoeffer, he was a preacher in the church, or with
Okay.
Dietrich Niemohlen. I'm not good at German. But basically they talk about like religiousess Christianity. And it's
Right.
basically just going through the motions and like the Pharisees. And that's the one thing it's the hardest thing. It's one of the harder things to do is to not just say that I believe. It's to show you believe.
Right.
Because what they always say, actions speak louder than words.
Definitely.
I can read my Bible 1,000 times a day, but if I don't absorb it and try to apply it to my life, it means nothing.
Exactly.
You're just
Yeah,
reading
that's
words on
true.
paper at that point.
That's true. We're getting deep now, boys. Yeah. There's certain things that I won't talk about right now. But
What was the thing you
I
used to
agree.
say about getting deep?
We can get deep or we can get small.
Mm-hmm.
If you want to get deep, you might not be very happy. If you get small, you're more likely to be happy, like he was saying. if you're just trying to live that small-minded life,
What do you
know,
think
just-
about
Huh?
kind of our, I wouldn't say a shrine or nothing, but like our example to what you said, you know?
Yeah,
Sometimes you
we have a little thing. This is actually something that we put up there, but Ethan likes to say it's a power strip basically that we've.
Well, I don't like
hung
to
up
say
there.
it. Y'all said it saying that.
It's a power box. It's plugged into itself.
Yeah, it's plugged into itself.
The self-eating snake.
So, I think there's a verse in the Bible that says something like, "As a man thinketh, so is he." Right? I'm pretty
Yes.
sure King Solomon has said that. The Bible. Your thoughts are who you are, essentially. You know. There's also the Bible verse where it says, guard your heart because everything you do flows from it. Right. So, with that, you got to realize your mind is the source of your own power, in a sense, because you can limit yourself based on your beliefs about yourself and the world. So you want to be aware of that and what those limitations are so that you can sort of push past them.
Mm-hmm.
Because your mind is your biggest barrier. I mean,
Yeah,
your
it
mind
is.
is human, which means it is inherently flawed. It is sin from the beginning.
Yeah.
We cannot be perfect in this life, and we never will be perfect in this life. And it's just something that you just got to go to God about.
Yeah,
I mean,
I
like
think-
that's one thing I
yeah,
really struggled with.
That's the
was,
highest thing you can really do is
But what'd you
just have
struggle
faith
with?
in God.
Feeling like you messed up so many times. It's like, how can I ever even
Right.
ask for forgiveness? Because I
Yeah.
mean, like it's every day, bro. Like it's every single day you're going to make a mistake, and you've just got to
Right.
you got to move past it because God's grace is not just limited;
Right.
it is forever expanding.
Yeah, that's one thing I've always wondered is like how is it fair to, because yes, we are always making mistakes every day, but then it's like we all have to be moving forward too. Like we should be trying to make different mistakes, I guess, or not make any mistakes, but like
Yeah,
Moving
always
forward,
try.
maybe.
different mistakes.
huh?
Well, it's
That's
not.
what you said.
Well, not like crack
Well, I'm
today,
just saying,
Adderall
like-
tomorrow. But
We're
like,
trying to make different mistakes.
What I'm saying is like, okay, if you sin in one way, like you should try not to sin in that same way again. You should.
Make
That's
sure
what
you screw up
repentance
something
means.
else.
Well, inevitably we're going to.
Hey,
You know.
And another thing that I was told, and this was just recently, but like you hear it's like, don't focus on what you're doing wrong. Focus on God.
Right.
What was it?
exactly.
Was it walking on the water parable, or not parable? It was a story.
Yeah.
When you take your eyes off of God, you will start to sink because this world is the slough of despawn. It is here to just swallow you whole. That's its goal. Its goal is to make sure that you do not reach Mount Zion. To quote parts of Pilgrim's Progress, fantastic book, but that's its goal, and it's we've got to keep our head down or head up toward heaven, really, to focus on that, because you will not get anywhere else focusing on yourself. Like I get self-help stuff. It is good. It is very good to go through. However, relying only on yourself will only get you further down a hole, unfortunately. And that's where a lot of that like 1800 spiritualism came from, because like Mary Todd Lincoln was like this like a cultish
Yes.
style
Yes.
person.
Yep.
And then you get the whole rise of Aleister Crowley and that whole group of weirdos.
I don't know much about him.
Well, he said he actually spawned some demons.
Who was that guy?
Like some actually
And-
physical manifestations of demonic entities. He was a occultist back in the late early 19,
Somewhere
maybe
in
mid
that area,
1900s.
I think.
I feel like kind
Somewhere
of
in
more early 1900s.
Early to mid,
but-
maybe, I think.
Yeah, very popular occultist, has a lot of different writings, but apparently he did manifest some kind of demonic entity, and it apparently looked like kind of like a gray alien. So that's why a lot of people say, grays are like demons and not, space aliens, that they're spiritual, because there's been people like him and other people that have messed around with witchcraft and created these things
I will say also,
summoned.
take some of that with a grain of salt, because I'm allegedly I think he was on like copious amounts of drugs sometimes.
Fair enough. They did some
Chase, do you know about his
crazy
origin?
rituals.
Because
yeah.
I'm just
Off the
More
top of my head,
familiar.
it's been a while since I've heard the history behind it, so I don't know all of it off the top of my head. All I know is he's like largely attributed to like a lot of the really creepy occultic
Mainline,
stuff that they do.
Basically, a lot of his works are mainline.
Who, Marilyn Manson?
Cultism.
No, that's the singer.
Aleister Crowley.
Aleister Crowley. There's a woman. I don't remember her name, but early 1900s. Don't remember her name.
Yeah, there's a lot of confusion about.
I thought you were talking about Charles. My bad.
Mm.
We can talk about cults too if you want.
Yeah, why not? Right.
No, it's one of Ethan's favorite things to talk about.
I don't know that much about cults.
So you're gonna talk about what Charles Manson, the Waco, Heaven's Gate,
Jim Jones.
Sure.
Jones.
I mean,
A lot of good cults out there.
they're
cults.
Good ones to talk about.
Yeah.
and the nicest way I can say this without them finding me and possibly, they're crazy in the nicest way possible. I don't obviously agree with a lot of the things they do because a lot of it is crimes, but it's another Tower of Babel situation. Everyone's trying to find God or become God. Because you look at like the Jonestown Massacre, he was an atheist who learned the Bible better than some Christians, mind you, and used it against people. Like that's genuinely demonic. To literally use God's words or trying to against him. And genuinely terrifying. And
They use the Bible, they manipulate certain texts or scriptures to make it seem like they're saying one thing when it's in reality it's meant for another thing. They don't give the full context behind it.
Correct.
So it's why it warns of false prophets.
Or they have to write their own books.
Same thing similar with Waco. David Koresh.
Yep.
Yeah.
And
Would you consider
they were crazy.
Yeah, the Jim Jones one?
All of them. Find me a sane cult.
Well, what do you consider to be a cult? Like some people would consider like Mormonism to be a cult.
And I mean I don't know. I don't truthfully know enough about Mormons. However, they're quite closed off, and usually that's where like people get concerned because there's certain.
I don't think you can go into their temple without being a member. You can't, right? Correct. Yeah. So I'm right on that.
Yeah, as like it's one thing to have like your own like little group that you do with your friends and stuff that isn't secretive
Not
Right.
the
or
church,
it
but the
is
temple.
generally secretive, but like
Which is a worship service, basically, right?
They do the worship services in a building,
Okay.
and then they have
Worship services in a building.
The
and
temple is more for
temples.
like rituals and stuff like that.
Okay.
Can't you just say you're one and go in?
Yeah.
Why not?
I guess
They have a
probably have, like, a
registry.
little
They have a
ID
member registry
little
for
ID
that
card.
church.
Hi, I am Mormon number
So you have to
5776.
go through a process of joining the church.
I've heard about the process too. I won't go into it, but it does.
Yeah, we may have some people from that church on our podcast, hopefully, to talk about it.
Yeah, and I'm like, I'm not going to sit here and like, try to defame anyone because I genuinely, I really don't know.
Yeah.
I don't necessarily consider them Christian because they've written their own Bible largely, and it's quite the divergence off of, original text in Greek and Hebrew. But they are a religion, one of the American ones actually, kind of in that age of spiritualism,
Yeah.
I guess,
Right.
however that is. But I wouldn't necessarily, I don't know enough to give them a classification specifically.
Interesting.
But like, Heaven's Gate I would consider them a cult.
Definitely.
Would they have those like Nike sneakers and
The pants, like the purple.
Tracksuit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I kind of like that. That's cool.
And then they laid down specific ways in their bunks, and I don't know. I assume they drank something, poisoned themselves.
yeah, something like that. So then
'Cause
they all
Weren't they the ones that right as the Hale-Bopp comet was coming
Yes.
Yep.
they all
They said it was going to hit the Earth or something.
I
it
thought
was
the UFO, the mothership, was there to get them, basically.
And so they killed themselves, right?
Yeah.
all I know is that the Hale-Bopp comet was coming around, and they're like, all right, we got to get on that comet somehow. And the 1st thing they thought of was to exit their mortal coil. So, which
Right. They made some kind of videos, I think, saying goodbye.
Yeah,
too.
they
They're
did.
creepy,
I have seen a bit of
very,
those.
very
Yeah.
scary.
Those
thing.
people, you look in their eyes, you know something's not right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Especially the creator of the religion. He's like, you see me.
oh yeah, no, they're still around. I think. I'm pretty sure they're
Yeah.
still
He's the bald
somewhat
dude.
active.
Really?
He's dead.
Okay.
I think one
There's
of his
others that are active
proteges.
still? Really?
I think.
I thought
Now,
they,
don't
I
quote
thought they
me
all
on
killed
that.
themselves.
There was a few that stayed behind.
That was in
Right.
the 80s, right?
Somewhere in there. I think.
Something really
80s or
scary is you
90s?
can actually listen to the Jonestown, like their audio recordings, like during the final.
The more you dig on this internet,
Yeah.
the worse. You can find black boxes from planes that have gone down.
That's
It-
not the worst thing, though. I mean, it's not good. But
It's not, but just the fact. It's not even the fact that something bad. Like it's the fact that you're listening to people who know that this is the end. Like this is a wrap. It's about to end, and their final moments are literally captured on audio recording. To then you can hear back later.
Right.
Yeah, there's
Just
some
makes your skin crawl a little bit.
there are some sad ones.
Very sad.
And you can do some digging on some of them. There is an audio recording from a crime case where this woman was calling 911 because someone was prowling around her house. And about halfway through the call, you hear glass shatter.
I know
And
exactly.
and the scream that this woman gives out it haunts me to this
Thankfully,
very day.
though, she did not die from that. She was gravely injured, but she did.
I don't remember if she did or
Because I
not.
watched the case on it. Yes, it was. The dude, I think, was a murderer, but like she
Yeah.
somehow sustained horrible injuries, but did survive.
Yeah.
It's terrible.
Yeah.
It is-
That's why you got to go down a warrior. Okay.
I remember the sad one. I was talking to you about
Give me
it
chills.
when we were in Washington. You know, the Air Florida flight. Mom knows it. 1982. Took off 737. De-ice and Anyway, they took off. They didn't get very far, and it's going down. You can talk to. You can hear the pilots talking to each other. He's
Yeah.
like, "We're going down." He's like, "I know it," and then boom, hit the bridge, and we went in. So yeah, there's some. It's just sad, you know.
it's very sad.
And a
it's
week
just-
after we were there to the day, I think,
Yeah,
the other crash happened.
that American
Reagan.
Yeah.
Eagle or
There's-
whatever, SkyWest, whatever it was.
like technology is one of the greatest things probably invented. However, it's been the biggest double-edged sword. The amount of videos of
Right.
not only just horrific things, but just like there's videos of people jumping out of 9/11, like out of the building.
Mm.
It's insane. It's incredibly sad,
I
and
think-
it's
Think about even photographs. Were humans meant to relive our memories in that way? I don't know.
that's not for me to answer.
That's interesting.
I mean, that's a whole different rabbit hole to get down. Same
Maybe-
with
Maybe
Right.
that's why the Amish says it. Is that why he's saying it?
Technology, it's just.
I mean, like
Look
I,
at him. He's honest.
exactly.
See?
I just about hate the internet at this point because you
But,
have
like-
everything you need, but under your
Or
fingertips.
you think about it, like in
Everything.
the old days, like think about 500 years ago. Unless you had like a mirror, like you looked in a stream, you wouldn't even know what you looked like.
Yeah.
That's
It's
crazy
kind
to
of a
think
crazy
about.
thing to think about.
Yeah. I mean, you can see yourself in a stream
Yeah.
pretty easily, though.
A little bit, but it's
I'd
not
be
some
the-
type of
clear.
reflection.
I'd be the type of
right?
person to just stare at myself for hours in the river. Yeah. Maybe that's not right. I don't know. Should be ashamed of that.
I don't know. What do you? Never mind. That was going to be a bad question. I'm going to skip that one. We're going to pretend like you just comb your hair in the mirror, and then we're going to move swiftly on. But yeah, no, I agree. Like
Well,
you look at even just early 2000s in the 1990s. How many people did you know? You knew your handful of people. If you
Right.
wanted to talk, you called them. You called
Right.
them. You went out and see them. You saw other people.
Right.
Like the difference between 1990 and the early 2000s to just 2010 is mind blowing.
It is.
Right.
It's
Just
true.
the blow up of social media and all this stuff, and then
Yeah.
now you've got people our age growing up that have this chronic anxiety of things because they've been constantly glued to their phone looking
Yeah.
for that hit of dopamine of a like or a comment or whatever. And it's genuinely, I don't really see very many positive things from at least social media.
Exactly. In some ways, if we could just go back to the 1800s, wherever, might be
Yeah.
better for
I'd see what I
just
told
our
you.
capacity, like our mental health.
Yeah, I think I think we live in one of the best times because we have so there's life-saving care.
Yep.
Like there's so many good things that we have. However, there's for almost every good thing we have, it feels like there's a negative reaction to it.
Exactly. There's
Sure.
some kind of consequence.
Things to
Comfort
deal with,
isn't-
Yeah.
Comfort isn't always the best. Comfort comes with a price, I think. So these shoes I'm wearing right now, that's a big price, and you look like an idiot, as you can see. But
You
comfortable.
At least you get to
sacrifice
laugh.
style for comfort.
let's say they
They look very comfortable. I think we all need to get some.
I'll tell you what. Let's talk about conspiracies then. We're talking about pretty much everything mysterious.
And why are we getting into conspiracies? I feel like people waste. Speaking of social media, people waste so much time talking about conspiracies.
Well, some of them are.
I have myself.
Some of them have been right. Some of
Right.
the worst ones you wouldn't want to be right have been right.
Yeah, but it's
Chase-
like, all right,
What happened to Charlie Kirk?
What happened? I was killed by some deranged lunatic in a horrific manner. That again was thrown everywhere on social media for everyone to see it and forever to be on the internet. It will never be off the internet.
Right.
Never.
It's a horrible video.
Horrible. And there's people out there that enjoy and celebrate it and probably have it saved on their phone.
Right. But
And
you
it's
don't
terrifying.
believe any of the conspiracies about that, do you?
Look,
Like the
I
Candace Owens
really,
things?
okay, first of all, without being too pointed here, Candace Owens, it's insane, whether she meant it or not, to even slightly imply that the current administration could have had something to do with it. It's a bit outlandish. Even if that's not what she meant, and I'm not trying to put words in anybody's mouth, but I don't even really want to go there, because it's who really wants to sit and talk. I will talk conspiracies between aliens and who built the pyramids all day. However, I really do not think it's productive for anyone in any society to sit and contemplate how this person's life was unceremoniously taken. It offers nothing to the benefit of any of us.
Even with like the JFK assassination.
I was
None,
about to
because
bring
it's
up the Kennedys.
it just divides us. It divides us further. Because my entire time growing up, like my mom said, "Oh, LBJ did it," and it's like and the more you read into it, it's like I understand there's a motive there. However, but I don't want to sit here and think about someone who's long dead now at this point has
That's
the
kinda what
current
I'm
president
saying.
killed.
But justice is important.
Justice is, but he's dead. The only justice he's going to get is from God at that point. And at a certain point, if we can get the truth, we should go for the truth.
Or like the murder of the Black Dahlia case. There's
Yeah.
so many other cold cases
There's
that are.
tons of them. I mean, just until recently, Alisk, a Long Island serial killer, and still alleged right now, but they have a suspect, and I believe he's going through court processings right now.
Well, I know they caught the.
He was active in like
Golden-
2010, Golden State Killer.
They called it
Yeah.
the Golden State Killer.
Remember him?
He was a cop. He was a.
He was a cop.
That's how he
Something
got away
D'Angelo.
with it. Yeah, you're right.
I can't remember his full name, but I remember that one. That was I remember the time where I could listen to stories about that case, do research on that case before they even found him. He was caught in 2017 using the
DNA.
ancestry DNA kind of thing, which is twice as scary. Don't commit any crimes if you've done a DNA test.
Or your parents.
Correct.
Yeah, they're still searching for the Zodiac.
Which
Yeah.
and there's not rumors, but there's like possibilities that it could have been separate murders that they put together. Because you look at the Texarkana murders that took place too long ago, a very long time ago. Some people think that it's similar in the style of the Zodiac, killing couples and things like that. But however, some people don't believe that it was real.
Louisiana
It was-
axe murders,
Yes,
same thing.
that one is so interesting to me.
Very.
I don't want to say that like I love it, but I enjoy the case behind
No, I
it.
agree. The mystery behind it is very,
yeah.
very interesting.
Have you watched like the theories of who people think that it is?
Of course.
Because there's a lot of people that would have motives to do so. Of course, all allegedly. I don't want to get sued by the Louisiana axe murderer, but just in case.
You'd help solve the case that way.
Yeah.
Well, I guess so. If he's that dumb, although he's well dead. But like BTK did that, bind, torture,
Yeah.
kill.
Yeah.
Dennis Rader, he did that. That he asked, I believe he asked the cops, "Can you like get my information off a floppy disk?" And of course the cop said no. And so he sent him a floppy disk of another message. And they found him. Shock and surprise. It is insane. He was active from the 70s to 2001.
Yep.
Insane. Currently still alive and is currently still in jail.
He killed, I don't know how many people. Well, a lot, unfortunately. But
Oh yeah.
I don't want to speculate. I don't
sure,
want
I don't want
to,
to.
respect, obviously respect to the victim.
I
What do you
killed a
think
family,
about-
didn't he?
Huh? He
He
did.
had a
He
family.
did, the Otario family.
What do you
Lot
think
of
about the
examples.
death penalty?
That's a good question. That's a really good moral question. There's certain circumstances that I feel like it would largely be appropriate.
Texas
I feel.
is. Maybe it's not Texas.
I think
One of
Idaho-
the states is getting ready to kill their first female inmate in a very, very, very
Yeah.
long time.
Maybe Texas.
Yeah.
Might be Texas
Oh.
then.
I think Idaho does the
I think it
firing
was that-
squad.
Really?
That lady
I think so.
Wow.
killed her mother, I think.
No, this is the one I'm thinking. She lured a student out to the
Yeah, that's right.
and then
That one.
hit her head with a lot.
Strange.
Yeah.
But like there's
case.
to us there's always going to be certain circumstances. However, I really don't know what the better Christian view on it is.
Right.
I feel
Because-
like
Yeah, sorry,
Go ahead.
just real quick. They
Go
say I think it was somewhere in the Old Testament. Maybe it was an eye for an eye, but if you do an eye for an eye, the entire world goes blind. So it's a real catch-22 situation of how should we? Because like there's people that like pedophiles, for instance. A lot of people think they should be put to death for taking the innocence of a child, and a lot of people would agree. I would agree, but it's like morally, where do you set any line? Where do you set that line?
Yeah. I think if there's ever a chance that, a mistake could be made in a case where it's like,
Oh yeah, and I bet you they've happened.
Absolutely. People have been convicted wrongly, and I think it's wrong for humanity to take the place in the role of God to take someone's life.
Yeah.
Personally.
And this is a real old case, but all these people are, I would hope, passed away at this point, so I hopefully won't get sued. I'd hate to get a lawsuit from Abraham Lincoln, but the assassination of Abraham Lincoln, they captured all the conspirators in about like a year, at least up until like a year after, except for like John Surratt, I believe. I think that was his name. But his Mary Surratt, John's mom, was put to death because she merely had to own the home in which those people were conspiring.
Yeah.
Was she actually innocent? Was she not? Who's really to say? She didn't get a fair trial.
I had
DC was locked down at the time.
I had like a relative, like a ancestor relative, something like that was involved in the whole thing.
Yeah.
It was he ran into the John Wilkes Booth as he was, leaving, heading into Virginia, ended up leading the police right to him.
Yeah.
And he ended up getting interrogated by the police, was not, ultimately was let go.
Yeah.
He swore an oath of allegiance. He's one of the few that was involved in the whole thing that got away.
Yeah.
Wow.
So
And like you said, justice is really only to be given out by God. Because you look at the story of Mary Surratt and John Surratt, I believe was his name. John Surratt escaped to Egypt. He went to Canada and then somehow was able to get to Egypt. Yep. The United States apprehended him, sort of. He was caught in Egypt and extradited back. And this is like the 1860s or like just after, somewhere in that area. Don't know how you find someone in Egypt, to be honest with you. You just went out in the desert and hide behind a cactus or something. But his mom had been put to death. This guy gets extradited back, sits in prison, goes on civil trial, not even criminal, civil trial, doesn't get convicted, dies at the age of like 72. Well, the guy who defended Mary Surratt died at like 46, 50 something, and Mary Surratt died in her like 40s or 50s as well. So there's not a lot of justice, it feels like, with us no matter what we do.
yeah.
Because I really don't think we're the ones that are really supposed to be giving it out as often as we do.
That's interesting.
But-
There's a lot. I mean, there's so much.
Yeah,
Like I love researching. DB Cooper, guy jumped out of the
I
aircraft.
love that one.
Yep.
Just disappeared.
Just gone.
Some people like speculate that they've figured out or have some idea of who it was.
I wonder if he might have hit the ground,
Could have. Although
Just never
they
found
searched
it.
the area.
They did well.
Yeah. Because he stole tons of money.
Yeah.
200,000.
Something like that. And then he
Which is interesting because he took off, ordered the plane down. He said he had a bomb and whatnot.
Yeah.
Let the passengers go. Kept the flight crew on. Got his 7 parachutes. Got the money.
Yeah.
Took back off. They were cruising over. Where were they over? Like Washington or something?
Somewhere in there.
Some forested area.
Yeah.
Then
Super
he
forested.
manually went to the back, lowered the air ramp stairs, and
Jumped off.
away you go.
And then there was like some rumor that some guy surfaced in North Carolina that some people believe to be DB Cooper because he confessed on his deathbed
Same
or
thing
whatever.
with the 3 inmates to ever escape from Alcatraz.
Yeah.
Did they drown? Did they escape? There's, their family claims, obviously they had interrogated their family and they weren't going to give it up, but it's thought to believe that they did actually escape because they had sent letters back to their family
I
members.
thought no one ever escaped Alcatraz.
It was the only 3 men to do it,
Allegedly.
allegedly.
That's the fun mystery part about it. I mean, like,
The mysteries like that are very,
because I don't think we really need to know the answer to everything we want to
it's like
because we're always searching for truth. But I mean, like,
We'll see if
just
anybody
fun.
escapes from alligator Alcatraz, right?
we'll see.
like,
I mean,
like MH370, that plane, where to
Yeah.
go.
Yeah, I'd love to know where that went.
yeah,
Where do you think it
longest-
went?
I really don't know the case that well. I
The
couldn't tell
Malaysia
you.
Airlines flight that disappeared.
Malaysia Airlines. Logic to me would just say probably just went in the ocean and then they
Indian
haven't
Ocean.
been able to find it. Haven't been able to find it.
Well, it's like the same thing, back in 45, the ship that delivered the atomic bomb, the USS Indianapolis, it had delivered it and was coming back, and it got hit by torpedo.
Yeah.
And it sunk. It sunk within like 12 minutes, and it killed
Yeah.
all these unfortunate men. But it wasn't found until like 18, 19, 2020. And, obviously it's there. They knew kind of where it sank. They had an idea, but it just took forever. And it was under like 18,000 feet of water. So
Yeah.
it's just going to take a while. So I'm sure they'll find it one day, but,
I was like, you
gotta
got
be
the story of
patient.
What
Amelia
do you think
Earhart
about the people?
oh,
that think,
Amelia Earhart, that's great. Yeah.
or something Rockefeller. I can't remember his first name.
John D.
Something like that.
No,
He-
that's his.
I'm not-
I know what you mean. The one
Yeah.
that was,
the Indian.
he was eaten, per
Yeah.
se. They
Well,
thought
there,
to be eaten.
apparently, real quickly, this one guy who knows this tribe or whatever somehow was able to get access to the elders of that tribe who were alive during that time. Again, take it with a grain of salt. But apparently, he interviewed these people somehow. I can't remember specifically the video, but they said they did kill him. They killed him almost immediately, from what they say. So he never lived.
Yeah, that's what's
there.
thought to believe.
Yeah. Anyway, sorry, I interrupted you.
I was gonna say, like, going back to the Malaysia Airlines MH370. What do you think about the people that say like they were taken to some island and experimented on and all that crazy theories? And
Actually, I heard a very good plausible thing, and there's a shark, white tip shark. They are like the pigeons of the sea from how they've been described. And it's almost like they know, like these ships when these things happen because they hear it, and they just somehow know that they go investigate because they're curious. And what do they find? A bunch of flailing people who are, just lost out there in the ocean, if any of them, survived the actual crash, the impact, I fortunately, I mean, I don't know how, like, I don't want them to, be eaten by a shark, I hope it was at least somewhat quick, right? I don't want anybody to suffer, in it for any reason. If they were able to get away, then good, but when you've got that big of an explosion, you're going to attract a lot of creatures, whether it's just, white tip sharks or great white sharks or whatever, because they're all very curious. There was this one guy, I saw a video, he like got in the water, like in a cage.
Did he really?
Yeah, and he like played like sound, like certain sound, and just they came. White tip just came right up,
Interesting.
came to investigate.
Yeah.
I like sharks. That sounded a little autistic. I didn't mean it that way, but yeah.
Remember that Shark Week,
Yeah,
or that like implosion, with that submarine. I always think that's interesting to hear
Yeah.
about.
With the Titan or whatever it is,
Yeah.
Ocean Gate.
Yep.
well,
Heaven
was
Gate,
so
but it's
interesting.
Ocean Gate.
That's what I was going to
wasn't
say.
that the one where they used a Logitech controller?
Yeah. Yeah, that was crazy.
I'm not saying, obviously, no one deserves to die that way. Just absolutely no. I love the thrill of exploring, especially like the deeper pockets.
To
of
be
it.
fair, they went like that. They went quicker than
Exactly.
that, actually.
But still, I hate to see anyone for really any reason die. I don't
Yeah.
want death. But when you make a submarine with a Logitech controller, it's probably not going to go well. Like, and I don't mean that in a rude way, but it's
No,
like that's
that's-
not a very good thing to use. And
Sorry, gamers.
I'm
Bad idea.
I've never been a big fan of Logitech myself, but
Well, it's
They-
like the same thing with the USS Scorpion. They don't know what happened to it, really.
Yeah.
But it's
Thinking-
convenient.
They use Logitech controller.
No, I don't think so.
And the-
No, a little
and-
more advanced.
and you look after like several years, they always come up with some explanation. Like they say Amelia Earhart was somehow her plane crash or whatever. If she survived the crash or whatnot, she probably was eaten by coconut crabs.
Yeah.
Gigantic crabs. Very well, especially if she was like unconscious or whatever.
I thought they recently think they found like
I
the plane or something.
I haven't heard
like
anything
that.
recent. That's just the last thing I heard.
Well,
but,
Then we can talk about what's that area called then? Bermuda Triangle.
Oh,
Oh, yeah.
I spent so much time researching that as a
remember Flight
7-year-old.
19 disappeared?
Yes.
Yeah, Bermuda Triangle. They were the formation of what?
What? Go ahead.
He keeps tapping me. Like it was
That's
a
easy.
formation of what, like TBF Avengers or something
Oh.
like that.
Somewhere in that area, yeah.
Anyway, and they just the whole flight. Like, was it? We just one airplane, or was it the whole?
I think there was a whole squadron.
Squadron. The squadron.
Yeah.
Well, the whole, anyway, gone, vanished.
Yeah. And who knows?
It's like the USS Cyclops. That's another,
Yep.
ship disappeared. Still don't know where it is.
It's, I mean, like, who really knows? There could, for whatever reason, there could just be something that we just don't know. Something that just happens there. Like, just a specific, because you really can't, and who really goes there and sits? I don't know if anybody's gone there and sit. But, like, just a theory off the top of my head, it's like, wind columns. That, who knows? it just some weird thing that happens every so once in a while everywhere else may just happen more frequently right there. Because I mean, it's like on Jupiter, there was a gigantic hurricane going across, and I think in the next I don't know how many years it'll be gone. Thing that we've grown up seeing there for hundreds of years will just disappear because it's a storm, and it changes. Who knows?
Oh, the red spot
Yep.
on Jupiter.
It's shrinking.
There used to be the man on the mountain in New Hampshire. It's now gone. It's on the state quarter.
Yeah.
No longer there.
Things change, and the Earth it goes in its
And
little.
there's so many other things we're talking about that gives you just side rabbit holes to kind of go down.
So much, but it's been a great conversation.
Yeah, it has been.
Definitely.
Absolutely. 'Cause I know a little bit about everything, just about.
That's the way we like it.
Well, not my parents. Talk a little bit too much.
That's fun. I
It's
enjoy
good to
it.
be a talker,
Yeah.
Chase, what are your plans for the big holiday on Friday?
That's Halloween, right?
Yep.
Okay. Who knows right now? My day changes from day to day. Please don't use the death spell.
What?
So don't use the death spell.
I
Wait,
actually
what are you pulling out here?
I have never seen Harry Potter, but sorry.
I played the game.
The
game was better than
I don't
the-
dislike it. I
The
think it's
game
cool.
was better than the few movies I've
Oh,
seen.
never
I'll
seen
be
it.
honest.
Yeah, I got this when I went to Universal.
I'll be
I was
controversial.
really young, so they gave me the
Is that the wand?
the one.
Why don't you
right.
hold it and put on the tiger helmet?
Okay,
That'll be a funny for the thumbnail.
sure. Why not? Right.
As long as it's not me.
I cast an ACC victory.
I know what I'm gonna do.
That's a tough one.
Clemson, please win the rest of your regular season game.
How about a fire Dabo spell?
No.
Oh, no.
Just
Not
add
yet,
them
at
to
least.
the list of other college teams that have fired their coach within the last 2 weeks.
Yeah.
Look, at least we didn't have James Franklin. Anyway,
Fair enough. But you are 4-3. 3-4.
Whoa.
so
Interesting. It's like a little staff.
A little staff.
Kind of.
but anyway,
But,
what you gonna go as for Halloween dressed up as?
I'm honestly probably gonna hide.
What are your plans, though? You asked you your plans.
I don't know.
Are you going to be helping out ThreeFlowing doing our Halloween caroling?
Halloween care.
That's what I
Yes.
said. I'll see. My day changes every day,
Yes.
so
And we want it to change for the better. Come help us out. We'll make some good content. And we'll share the message of ThreeFlowing.
It's been a good conversation. Man. We appreciate you coming on. Yeah, but that's all it.
Okay.
It's
Good clips.
interesting.
Good clips.
yeah.
But thank you, Chase. And we're going to have you on again at some point to just talk more about you
If
as a
this one
person.
does well, yeah. Make money off it, and then if I do good enough, then you'll have it.
Hey,
We
you're,
make-
you're on
if
the
not,
team.
I wouldn't
We like
bring
having
it
you here. But yeah, thank you to our audience for this kind of a extra special episode we're
Yep.
doing. But thank you guys so much, and
Appreciate you.
you guys tune in next time.
Absolutely. Have a
Take
good one.
care.
God bless.
Peace.